What's up, guys? Welcome back to the SLI League Invitational. We are in South America, we are in the qualifiers, and we are waiting for the first ban because I decided to start the roll a little bit too early. It took them a hell of a long time. I'm like Loris, guys, filling in for Lyrical because he did something like a 15-hour day yesterday. I can tell you that is not fun. It is like the least enjoyable thing you could be doing with 15 hours. Very few other things come to mind. So hopefully everything is going to go smoothly here. We got Mad Kings going up against Infamous. This is a winner's bracket game. First round, so I guess everyone, starting there, at least for right now. And then we'll just have the other side of this part of the winning bracket right after this. So two best of threes on the day, Infamous versus Mad Kings now, Youth Fury versus ECSA right after. What do we got here in this game? Mad Kings going up against Infamous. Quick look at the bans. We've seen a lot of Nature's Prophet being banned out. I'm sensing a Spirit Breaker. I just have one of those feelings. But yeah, we've seen a lot of Nature's Prophet picked up, banned out. I'm not really sure if I'm a huge fan of the first pick, Nature's Prophet. As powerful as the hero is, damn, that is not Spirit Breaker. As powerful as the hero is, it does seem like he runs into problems as far as just being hard countered. Like, you will run into a lot of enemy heroes that are designed to kill off Nature's Prophet if you pick up the hero. Very easy, even first phase pick to make that we've seen before in the past is, well, that guy, Batrider. Batrider is probably one of the bigger ones. Get those mid heroes with some mobility, any one of the spirits, a puck or something like that, and your Nature's Prophet game, may go down really quickly. But, what's done is done. He's banned out either way. Night Stalker and Lycan, the opening picks for the Infamous side, and Mad Kings, Venomancer, Winter Wyvern. Got a pretty different strat already being built up from both sides. Winter Wyvern, I think most teams would agree that Winter Wyvern isn't first pick Windmill Slam all the time. UG. But you know what? I think this is probably one of the best times to have a Winter Wyvern. You're going up against Night Stalker, you're going up against a Lycan. What do these two heroes have in common? Well, they're both melee. They typically tend to group up, though they are both very fast, and usually heroes that are very fast tend to outpace the rest of their allies. Lycan and Night Stalker tend to roll together. And the fact that they have a lot of vision, it's all pretty good for the Infamous side until, of course, they get hit by that curse. And of course, they are primarily physical based, so that Embrace definitely going to be a pain in the Lycan and Night Stalker's ass for whoever their target may be. Winter Wyvern isn't particularly fantastic with a Venomancer. That save with the Cold Embrace, at least as far as on a Venomancer is concerned, is mediocre. It's not like he's going to do a ton of damage. It's not like he's going to be getting burst down by a Night Stalker like without doing anything. There's a chance for sure, but it does seem like this Winter Wyvern is, for the most part, a response to the opening of Infamous. And then Infamous just kind of doing their own thing in responding to Mad Kings. Silencer typically doesn't fit all that well with Lycan Night Stalker. Typically the strat is, at that point, just run at you. So I see the Beastmaster being banned out. Can these guys draft a little bit slower, please? Jeez. But it's still going to be picked up to try to jam up this combo. Winter Wyvern and Venomancer is a lot of AoE, is a lot of magic damage. A timely Global Silence to prevent the curse, prevent the Embrace. Yeah, you may just get your kills. And now Infamous also pick up a Puck. So they have a lot of silence. They have some initiation. Puck is definitely a serious initiator, don't get me wrong, but it may be a little bit difficult. It is, I think, mostly a response, or not mostly a response, but is a response to the Spirit Breaker picked up by the Mad Kings. Very, very difficult, borderline impossible to deal with a Puck as a Spirit Breaker, especially when your other support hero is a Winter Wyvern. Now, we've seen Spirit Breaker Shadow Shaman being picked up a lot as a duo, and that duo can kill off a Puck. It's still not super easy because of Phase Shift. I hear Phase Shift is pretty good at escaping Charge of Darkness, but there's nothing really that Spirit Breaker Winter Wyvern can do versus a Puck. Now, Winter Wyvern can kind of poke at the Puck a little bit, and the Winter Wyvern may end up doing that, but this is a very, very difficult hero for Mad Kings to handle unless they get a mid lane hero who is specifically designed to deal with Puck. There aren't really all that many mid laners who will have a stun as far as killing off the Puck is concerned. Now, you can definitely try to grind him out, but it seems like they'll leave their mid lane selection either to the Venomancer, which isn't the worst thing in the world, or to last, as they are going to decide to go for a Terrorblade instead. Mad Kings do have at least the makings of a potentially very aggressive opening with these heroes. Yeah, Venomancer not really, at least nowadays, known for, you know, being a pushing hero. He does push pretty well. And combined with the Terrorblade, I'm sure they will try to mix that in with their plan. But, you know, for the most part nowadays, Venomancer, you get the team fight, you get the lane control. That's really where the big strengths of picking up a Venomancer lie. With a Terrorblade, you're able to do some pretty nasty things. Just force all those towers down, force Infamous into those fights. Yeah, you are going to be somewhat bound by the fact that Terrorblade Metamorphosis cooldown is like 20 years. But every single time you go for that, every single time you set up those Plague Wards and set up with the Metamorphosis and get those images going, you'll force Infamous into a really rough spot. And Infamous, their magic damage is, it's the Puck mostly. And so far the Puck, yeah, might be going up against a kind of medium matchup, but it doesn't seem like there are many really bad matchups left for the Puck. Like OD, perhaps, one of the slightly worse ones, but TA is the bigger one. I dare say the biggest one. And she's banned out, so no big deal there for the Puck if it is going to go towards the mid lane. Lycan and Night Stalker, again, these aren't really super magic powerhouses. And Silencer, I don't expect him to be at a high level, so this high armor, low health nature of the Terrorblade should be pretty hard for Infamous to crack if the Terrorblade has any sort of farm. Typically see that rotation, or we can see the rotation level 10-ish. Get your Dragon Lance or a Yasha or somewhere along those lines and just go for those towers. It'll require their lane to go rather well, and so far it does seem like Mad Kings have the read that the Puck might be going towards the off lane. Bloodseeker last, adding a very valuable silence to them, and it's a pretty good hero to have versus a Lycan, versus a Night Stalker. Gotta make sure you limit their movement, and for that, Mad Kings didn't really have the most as far as hard control is concerned.
10 seconds remaining.
Mad Kings want to go aggro with this one. They want to push your towers, they want to run into your face and kill you. Now we see what Infamous are going to do about this. I said earlier, Puck very resistant to the Spirit Breaker and the Winter Wyvern. Terrorblade has very little game versus the Puck as far as easily killing off that hero, so it might just be Infamous throwing the Puck towards that off lane and looking for another mid laner. And take a look at all the possibilities for mid lane for the Mad King side. They're not really all that strong. If they put the Lycan in mid, it's like not the best thing in the world. But I could see that actually working out if they want to kind of greed out and play the lane matchups just a little bit. Mad King's banned out the Storm Spirit. A really good hero to have with the Silencer. Again, proactive initiation should be the name of the game, at least for Infamous. Mad Kings have a little bit more luxury in how they approach the fights. They can set up slowly with those wards and with the illusions and just, you know, kind of grind your towers down and say, okay, you guys want to fight us? Fine. If you don't, we'll just take your tower. It seems like a pretty win-win situation for the Mad King side. So it is going to be up to Infamous to make those initiations. The Global Silence with the Puck is pretty strong, but you kind of need to be in the right place at the right time if you're going to deal with that. So Infamous may want to go for a little bit more in that regard. I mean, I'm also assuming that the Silencer is going to be played as a support. There's a chance that he's not mid-Silencer here. Is that any good? I don't actually know if it is.
Tinker.
Or they can go for a Tinker. Well, I don't think it's going to be a support Tinker, guys. You know, I don't think that's actually a thing. What I will say is that Tinker is one of the best heroes at dealing with the Terrorblade, especially once you get that bouncing laser. Oh, baby. It's a nightmare for the TB until he gets some sort of True Strike. True Hit? True Strike? It's one of the two. I don't remember. But outside of that, being able to march, being able to slowly, passively defend your lanes, it is with a lot of value there for Infamous. The only bad part is that you're going up against Bloodseeker, you're going up against a Spirit Breaker. These are the type of heroes that can find you and kill you off, despite being kind of a more mobile hero in the Tinker. Spirit Breaker will just charge you immediately. So until you have that Blink Dagger, you're going to be in for a little bit of trouble. And even when you do, there's no guarantee that you'll be safe. You can bet Mad Kings are going to be putting up those anti-Tinker wards, make sure that they deal with him as far as the vision is concerned. I'm concerned for this Tinker, honestly. Like, the laser is going to be at a premium here. You know that you're going up against, you know, Terrorblade, Bloodseeker. These are heroes that are very burstable, very susceptible to magic damage. So yeah, you have your kind of positives for the Tinker, but you also have some pretty severe negatives. Spirit Breaker early on, mentioned earlier, very bad versus the Puck, but pretty darn effective versus the Tinker, let me tell you. Just charge him in, and pretty much anyone can deal with him at that point. Man, in Dota, this is still like my favorite thing in the new patch, or the newer patch. What? I don't even know what patch we're on, man. Like, I actually have no idea what number patch we're on anymore. There we go. Why is my screen not moving? There it is. Now we're moving. Alright, let's see what we got here. It's the Mad Kings. They're going to be playing on the Radiant side. Adler is on the Terrorblade, and, well, I'm pretty sure he's expecting a little bit of a tough time. Poor Man's Shield as the opening, soon. With a lot of tangos. They don't really have the best as far as, super babysitting supports. Winter Wyvern is okay. He's being played by Moger. We got Sladden on the Spirit Breaker. Sword Heart Amy, right? Yeah. He's been tagged up as that forever. On the Venomancer, got SNK on the Bloodseeker. Looks like the Bloodseeker looking to go towards the mid lane, most likely. On the Infamous side, got Excel on the Silencer. Kataro playing the farming Lycan. Stinger is the Night Stalker. Leo Style is going to be roughing it as the Tinker mid, and Pepita is going to be chilling bottom lane and maybe looking to do a little bit of puck shenanigans. Now, the great thing about puck shenanigans is that the enemies never expect it. The bad thing is that there's a chance you just get charged and die. So, yeah. Pepita, how baller is he? That's the big question here. There is only a Terrorblade here. Pepita shouldn't know that. Yet he's going anyway in. Did you just see him? I'm pretty sure this wall of trees prevented that Terrorblade from seeing that puck. I'm like 80% sure. Either way, it was Infamous that paused, so they can only blame themselves. Now, Terrorblade has really little to do. Oh, yeah, he's definitely not spotted. Oh, suddenly, puck here with the grab. Oh, yeah, got him. Wow, indeed, Pepita. Puck shenanigans in full effect as Infamous take a 3-for-1 rune trade. Stinger already looking to be a little bit of a nuisance. This is a good build, man. I like this build from this Winter Wyvern. Let's take a quick sweep of the lanes, though, before we move any further. Puck is going to be going towards the bottom lane, and it looks like they're actually just going to have the Winter Wyvern, at least for right now, sit over in the mid lane, maybe give this Bloodseeker a little bit of a better time. As I say that, Stinger kind of giving him the chase out of here. The Winter Wyvern can go down towards the puck, but again, there's not much game for the Winter Wyvern, at least versus this puck in a vacuum, and SNK is putting the Courier in trouble. Luckily for him, Stinger not going to go for that. They just want to soften up that Bloodseeker. And the way Bloodseeker works is that if you're at full HP, you're feeling pretty good. Pepita, is he dead? He used his orb already. He missed his tango. He's going to try to plant more trees. Greenpeace will love him, but he's already dead. Yeah, so what I meant to say is that Puck, these heroes may not have much game versus Puck, assuming Puck is saving his orb for an escape. But he didn't, and he just went down because Illusory Orb does, in fact, contrary to popular belief, have a cooldown. But honestly, it is a kill that these two on the bottom lane probably didn't expect to be getting on this bot. But hey, I'm sure they're going to be crying all the way to the bank. Got some aggro going on in this top lane. Got Sword and Sladden with a Silencer in their sights. It is only level 1 Spirit Breaker, so no chance for pure shenanigans there. And Venomancer has Poison Sting. Certainly not a bad spell, level 1, or ability. But if you're going to be getting those kills, you kind of want to have the 50% slow from Gale. So it doesn't seem like they'll be able to do much until they hit that level 2 mark. It's not a terribly huge deal. Lycan and Silencer, it's kind of weak until the Night Stalker comes in. They can't really ever kill off these heroes unless these Radiant heroes, these Mad King heroes, make a really, really big mistake. Which is possible. You never know, but I don't really expect that to be happening. Night Stalker kind of has his hands full over in mid. Just trying to give that Tinker a little bit of a head start. But I was saying Bloodseeker. If you're at full health, Bloodseeker, you're untouchable. If you're at half health, though, you are very, very vulnerable. Just mouse over Blood Rage, just so you guys know how it works. It's a double-edged sword for sure, especially when you're going up against a Tinker. And the thing about going against a Tinker is that you know that there might be a lot of burst damage coming your way. You're not exactly sure. I'm sure he got hit by one of these spells because Tinker lost some mana. But level 2 Tinker, you're not sure what the build is. You're not sure if the Tinker is going to be going 1-1 and then max out March of the Machines, you don't know if the Tinker is going to be going maxed out laser rocket, so at half HP, when taking additional damage, there's really no safe way to play that as the Bloodseeker, especially when there's also a Void and a Night Stalker who can even further mess things up in that mid lane. So this Bloodseeker is in for a little bit of a tough start, but I'm sure he will be able to recover. Will he be able to kill off the Tinker? Well, it will probably require a Spirit Breaker rotation. Probably a higher than level 1 Spirit Breaker rotation. They're just camping out with dual lanes right now. You can see the Puck is still pretty comfortable on this bottom lane. The Winter Wyvern is great, but you really don't want to be trading hits with a Puck. It's a bad idea. Puck has insane base damage. We'll see where this Night Stalker and Spirit Breaker actually end up. So far, they haven't really been doing a hell of a lot offensively as far as, obviously getting kills is concerned, but it seems like Night Stalker actually pulling out some luck. Gonna grab the Bounty Rune, should push him to level 2, and it will. Not really a huge level since it's daytime, but he does have a Void, and he does have heroes that are actually pretty much dead on the bottom lane already. So this is actually a pretty big opening. Now, if you do jump into this as Puck, you know that you'll take an absolute beating from this Night Stalker. So this kill is not 100% free, but they're maybe going to go for it anyway because double damage is pretty strong. There is the Embrace. Orb will fly through. Puck will jaunt in. Moger is going to just try to fly away, do some damage when he can. Looks like it just won't be enough. He's going to glitch out in the sky, and actually they're going to go towards the Terrorblade. Poor man's shield, 11 armor, but double damage rune. Orb is going to be off the mark, though. Stinger is going to fight to the bitter end. People are dying elsewhere, as they will kill off the Night Stalker. Pepita now maybe overplayed his hand as well. He has a phase shift. Right clicks, not quite enough. Can the illusion sneak one more in? I don't think so. No, they're melee. Can't do it. Alright, Pepita is going to survive, and Silencer died top lane, I guess. Is there level 2? I think there's level 2, guys. Level 2 on the Spirit Breaker. Got level 2 Gale now on the Venomancer. Now, there's nothing that a Lycan can do to help out. They did use Howl there to save either the Night Stalker or the Silencer or both. But either way, yeah, this Lycan is not really a hero that can punish that move, especially if he got caught by the Gale himself. Lycan's really fast later in the game, but not right now, so yeah, the poor Silencer can't really do that much, and even just sitting in this lane babysitting a Lycan, there are very, very few, if any, opportunities where he can turn around and get kills in these heroes. Just difficult to kill when you have the Gale threat always about. The Bloodseeker, I said, is going to do fine, but that pressure from Stinger actually doing quite a bit of work. 9-2 CS for a Bloodseeker is impressive for, like a 1.5 MMR game. He definitely does need a little bit more than that, especially when he's staring down the barrel of 24-12. Of course, it is going to be a 2v1 matchup mostly in this mid lane, so you can't really hold this Bloodseeker SNK accountable for it. Like, there's just nothing he can do when he's up against this potential threat. You definitely need a lot more, though, as the Bloodseeker. And he also needs to get Stinger off his ass, because Stinger is just persistent as all hell. Seems like it's this Night Stalker's mission, just to make this Bloodseeker's life a living hell. And so far, it is working. Towards top lane, though, Sword does have a very aggressive kill build worked up right now. So even though Lycan fairly tanky, not invulnerable, is he going to get this kill? Void's going to wear off. He's dead. Well, it worked out, guys. Bloodseeker is now a non-factor, almost officially. Charge in towards Lycan. He's galed up, and I think he's dead, but they have a chance to deny. How insane are you, Silencer? They're trying. Oh, he's trying. Not quite. I love that stop cast from absolutely everyone. No one wanted to hit him. No one wanted to do that. But Lycan can't do anything about that scenario except for howl and cross his fingers and try to run away. Bloodseeker needs to jungle or something like that? Is it really at that point where Mad Kings have to abandon their mid lane? That feels pretty bad, man. Stinger, he's going to arrive on bottom. Very quickly realize he probably shouldn't be here. Pita did just use his phase shift. I don't think that's really going to matter, though. Man, this Bloodseeker's life is just so bad. I don't care who you are. When you're going 2v1 as a Bloodseeker against a Tinker and Night Stalker, like, you're gonna get absolutely demolished. And turns out, Tinker didn't go for any of those builds that I mentioned. He went for a perfectly balanced build. I assume he's just gonna start dumping points into March of the Machines at this point. She's got those, yeah, there you go. Additional levels to control the lane. Make sure Bloodseeker is always at that half HP mark. But this Tinker should have pretty much the freest ride possible to that booted travel. And they're going to try to go in for the Bloodseeker. Everyone and their mom's rotating in. Gets a silence off onto a few, but it's not going to be enough. But silence rotating towards mid means that there's no silencer up towards top. Unfortunately for the Spirit Breaker, it doesn't have enough setup as the creep wave isn't quite there yet. So they lose the Bloodseeker for the second time in as many minutes. And now as Bloodseeker, you know there is no way to touch that lane anymore. You gotta jungle, you have no more options. And even then, there's a chance that there's a Night Stalker still in your jungle because, well, he's kind of set that precedent. So it's a little bit rough here. It's a little bit rough to be a Bloodseeker. When he gets Rupture, he may kill the Tinker, but man, when he gets Rupture, Tinker's gonna have travels. So, yeah, the common knowledge is just TP away, right? That's what you do. Over towards the bottom lane, though. Terrorblade, he has no Metamorphosis. Poor melee hero up against one too many range heroes. Coil available, but not even needed. Infamous are starting to make some pretty devastating rotations at the cost of their Lycan. Lycan is actually not working with that bad CS. The only problem is that he can't really show his face, or else this will happen. He barely even showed his face. He showed like half of his chin. And suddenly there's a dive behind the tier 1 tower. Puck is coming in. They get a lucky bash. Coil will maybe buy Kataro some space. He is also scaled up, but looks like with that Splinter Blast, he will go down. Missiles, lasers, everything in the kitchen sink, and Venomancer is for sure going to die here, though he does get his ultimate out and still hasn't died just yet. Missiles chasing after the Spirit Breaker. I think he's fine. He'll teleport out. It seems, okay, yeah, got Raindrop proc and Stinger. He's going to go down. Anyone else going to die here? Everyone's just affected by the Poison Nova. No Sting, no Gale. Although there is a Bloodseeker, and he's pissed off. He's going to find Pepita. Ripperoni Pepita trying to go for a neutral deny, because that's the best case scenario. And somehow Winter Wyvern's still here. I guess they all just assumed Winter Wyvern left. But now this will set up for the most elaborate gank of all time. The Long Con Winter Wyvern camping behind the tier 1 tower gank. You never expect it as Lycan. If he gets hit with the Gale or anything, then he's just straight dead. Oh, okay. He smells something coming. He'll shapeshift and just kind of consider leaving. Oh, now he's going to be charged. It was a trap the entire time, but he's a wolf. And wolves are pretty fast. Okay, that was kind of anticlimactic, but I think the fact that they saw absolutely no one anywhere on the map kind of forced him to leave there. In the meantime, tower was taken, so on top of getting absolutely crushed in lane, Bloodseeker, he lost his tower. That kill on the puck is very much so needed. And you're, at the end of the day, always just a Bloodseeker. You have a chance of getting kills with Rupture. Cooldown isn't that bad. Stinger, yeah, I'm not really sure if you want to charge into that. It's a Night Stalker with the Tinker behind him. Tinker travels? Oh man, Tinker travels and Soul Ring. Leo Styles is going to be actually unstoppable in this game. Good frickin' luck catching up to this guy. Blink Dagger next, I would imagine an Aghanims. Ether Lens type builds. Burst is not that bad up against Terrorblade, but definitely do want to have those additional missiles and the bouncing laser to deal with the Mad King's draft. Pita being charged, phase shift, will dodge the charge. He still has a coil, he can slow these two down. He's not going to cast it until the silence is already on the deck. A little bit slow, he will get silenced, though he did have another phase shift. I feel like that was slightly misplayed there by Pepita, and now Kataro kind of got debated by his allies. Tinker is coming in. Oh, he got bashed out of his TP. Never lucky, although there's just a Bloodseeker on his tail. He has no support coming in, at least not fast enough. Oh, SNK cancels one attack. Oh, laser miss! He messed up so badly. The charge is coming in. Switch Blast still will get the kill. That's a fight into a Tinker, though. He's going to rearm, and, well, Spirit Breaker is going to fight to the bitter end, as warriors tend to do. That was a little bit messier than it really should have been. Canceled that attack and is going to run to the Silencer of all heroes. You never expect the Silencer ganks. Oh, the jukes. There's a Night Stalker flying. No jukes. Punched in the face by a Night Stalker, and Terrorblade will Sunder Stinger down to very low amounts of HP. Moker, though, doesn't have any cooldowns or mana to cast anything, so they have to let the rest of them go. Yeah, I'm fairly sure Pepita, if he just dropped the coil immediately on the other two heroes, would have been able to slow their advance down a little bit. And then he had another phase shift by the time the Blood Right was on the ground. He could have dodged that as well, I believe, unless he was stunned that I didn't see. It worked out pretty well for them. All these plays are just funneling cash into Leo Styles' bank account, as if the Tinker even needs it, right? So this is going, like, kind of okay for Infamous. Everyone knows that a stacked Tinker is quite an oppressive force. And yeah, Leo Styles is mad farms. There's no denying that. The problem is, right here in the net worth chart, is that, yeah, Tinker's stacked, but no one else really is. Puck is doing okay for himself considering, but the Lycan was kind of left up to dry on that top lane. Very little that a Silencer can do to help him in that Venomancer matchup. So they have to make sure they get a lot done, and this is a pretty good start. Punching a Terrorblade a couple times. Ooh, Coil used. Okay, maybe they just assume more people are coming. That Coil was kind of mediocre. Night Stalker will get bashed, though. Nighttime will fall at the perfect timing here for Infamous, but they wish they had the Coil now. Easy TP out. So yeah, this farm disparity of Infamous is somewhat concerning. This Tinker has to buy a lot of room, buy a lot of space for the Lycan. Alternatively, make sure that the slow grind of the towers is enough so that the Lycan can just sneak in some farm, but also take down those structures once the creep wave actually gets to the tower, because Tinker is insane at killing creep waves, but is really, really bad at killing towers. Tinker does cancel the charge and try to TP out. Is he tanky enough? Oh, not quite. That was really close, though. So Mad Kings, I'm sure, know that this game is not looking the best considering the Tinker's status, but still it is far, far from being unwinnable. Although Puck did use all of his gold. Actually, all of his gold for Blink Dagger. No power treads or anything like that. Just, you know, sometimes you find yourself with 2K. You gotta get that Blink. So Puck is pretty much exactly where he wants to be, as far as an offlane Puck is concerned. So he's gotta get some action for the Lycan. Or for the Tinker, you know, that's good too. If you kill off a Venomancer, you're not gonna complain about that. Lycan's been kind of chilling on the bottom lane, mostly just going up against that Winter Wyvern. No one really wants to touch that lane. Got Aether Lens as the build up here for the tank. No Coil just yet, but they do have a Global Silence, and this looks like a Midas. That sounds like a charge. I believe it is a charge. I also believe it's going to be cancelled. They don't really have the right heroes in place, and by the right heroes, I mean Bloodseeker for Rupture. They need him and or the Venomancer to be there if they're going to get that kill. Terrorblade still just needs to chill and farm. He is pretty darn stacked, despite the fact that no towers have gone down just yet. Dragonlance on his way to Yasha is quite a lot of cash for a Terrorblade. He is scared about going out, and maybe not scared to go out, but he's hesitant to go out on the map. And you can attribute that to there being a stacked Tinker. You know that even though, yeah, you do have Dragonlance, pretty good, pretty cost effective. Got some extra stats bouncing around here. You're going up against a Tinker, man. He will screw you over so badly. It's like nice Sunder, and then Laser Missile, and you're back down to half HP. There's not really much that a Terrorblade can do as far as pushing is concerned. That's just the Tinker effect. The Tinker effect also lets Infamous go for super aggressive plays, knowing that they will have travels coming in and they will find a Winter Wyvern. He does have a double damage rune. We can see how much that actually matters. Gale does land on 2 missiles coming in as the Global Silence does drop. That'll protect them from the Nether Strike as the Lycan is going to charge in. At least get some experience for witnessing that, and it looks like everyone else from Infamous will back off with very minimal damage done, except for Night Stalker, who, yeah, okay, there you go. He's fine as well. Gotta get this Lycan in on the action. Gotta try to pump up his net worth through the kills. It's an easy 2-kill, and we could see very little split push elsewhere because, Tinker. Yeah, have fun with that. Now's about the time when Mad Kings would like to, in theory, try to get a pick off on Tinker, and then use the Terrorblade's power at this stage in the game to push down some of these tier 1s. You can see that ship has kind of sailed. Using Metamorphosis to farm is not exactly what you want to be doing 15 minutes in as a Terrorblade with this much net worth. You want to be killing people. You want to be taking towers. But he can't. Because he's dying here, although he is metamorphed. Excel, he's metamorphed, bro. He's just going to walk in and die. The silence should wear off. He does have a Sunder at the ready. Tinker's going to come in. The burst damage, it's good enough with the Void. And that was a charge on the Catapult. Not sure about that one. I don't like your odds here. Nether Strike will be dodged by the phase shift, and they'll lose the cow as well. And now Bloodseeker is going to decide this is a good idea. Everyone, though, left the Night Stalker alone. Coil does drop onto 2. Blade Mail is up on SNK. They'll lose the Night Stalker, but Tinker has returned back from his fountain trip. Another silence will kill off the Bloodseeker, and then a missile will kill off the final hero in the Wyvern, and that was actually just a full wipe, as everyone and their mom decided mid lane was the place to be. And Infamous just killed them all because Tinker, guys. Tinker's a good hero. The Night Stalker had a pretty good run there as well, not gonna lie. Unfortunately for Infamous, that was without the Lycan, so like, a lot of gold that he's just not getting, but I assume he was farming something elsewhere. He is looking to go for a little bit of a zoo build here in that Necro book. Don't mind that one bit. I mentioned earlier, like, Tinker, really good at killing creeps, clearly really good at killing heroes, but really garbage at killing off towers. So getting this additional right-click power from the Necro book definitely will allow Infamous to take those objectives a lot easier.
Radiant's bottom tower
Gives you a couple of extra dudes to tank Roshan if Infamous are going to look to go for that soon. But for right now, they just want to kill fools, and the fool on top lane is the Venomancer. He does have a hood, so he's rather tanky. Gets his ultimate off onto a handful of heroes, but that's just going to do a little bit of damage. Spirit Breaker, I'm not a pro, but I would recommend cancellation of that charge. Although there are a lot of heroes coming up towards top lane. They already used the Rupture on Night Stalker. They'll bump him back a little bit. They're going all the way in. Global Silence is going to cut this initiation short, as the Winter Wyvern is struggling to find a target. Now silenced and burst down. Didn't cast a damn thing, and the orb will also fly through and kill off the Spirit Breaker. They decided to make a play there without their Terrorblade. And without their Venomancer, obviously. That was ambitious, to say the least. And if you're going to try that, at least bring everyone there, right? The hero they're trying to focus down is the Night Stalker, who is not exactly a fragile hero. You know you're going up against Global Silence. You know you're going up against a Tinker. That was just an ill-advised charge. Again, I'm not going to start charging these guys for my advice. No pun intended. But that was just... What the hell? Well, the closest thing to that charge was the Centaurs. Okay. That was a steep change there for the Spirit Breaker in his charge direction. The map is shrinking here in favor of Infamous. Getting some pretty decent farm on the Silencer. Not the most intelligent stolen, but still 19 minutes in is a pretty high amount. I would say like above average, 66% perhaps. I'm just kind of pulling that number out of my ass, guys. I don't actually know the average amount of intelligence stolen by Lifestealer per minute, but it seems like this is slightly better than average. Tinker is very close to that Ags, and on the other end, Hood into almost Veil for the Venomancer. Blade Mail on the Bloodseeker. Radiance is a long ways off. That farm disparity that I mentioned earlier, that has been mostly erased. Now it's kind of the same problem going the other way. That, yeah, the Mad Kings have an insanely farmed Terrorblade, but he's just kind of useless right now because of the fact that he's up against all these rough matchups. He just can't cast spells when he wants to, so Sunder is far from dependable. And Laser is just the ace in the hole versus Terrorblade. You can actually do nothing once you're lasered. And it's going to be a bouncing laser, well, now, so have fun with that, Terrorblade. So, Mad Kings, yeah, they have a 10k net worth hero, but essentially that's only like 5k of actual useful hero. Matchup-wise, Mad Kings are starting to feel it right now. They've gotten very, very little action, and the action they have gotten has costed them dearly every single time. Oh dear, this is also happening. Run, Winter Wyvern, run! They know that Tinker's stuck on the bottom lane for right now. It looks like they don't care. Stinger's just going in, man. There's a barrier here on the Venomancer. He does also have that Veil, so he's very tanky. Global Silence does go up. Beta Fate is going to catch 2 with the coil, and now here comes the back from Leo Styles. Takes a lot of Blade Mail damage, but still is just demolishing everybody. Aghanim Scepter, pretty good. Now looking for the Spirit Breaker, perhaps. Beta's really far in, but still it's going to be 0 casualties for the Infamous side, and maybe going to go for a little bit more. Sunder, mid-cast animation, gets blasted. Seems like that's always what happens as Terrorblade, right? You're like, I'll just Sunder. And then the cast animation takes like 15 minutes, and then, you know, you die. Again, Mad Kings have gotten very little action, and Infamous are taking this chance to farm up the vast majority of their heroes, like Silencer included. With that Hand of Midas, it's not really the most timely Hand of Midas in the world, but it's still really fast for a Silencer. Like, across the board, Infamous are doing, I would say, above average on their heroes. Lycan perhaps slightly below average, actually. I don't know. The lane is pretty hard. Pizza's gonna find a poor Drake. Wyvern. Drakes and Wyverns are not the same thing, guys. And then the missiles are gonna come in. One more spell cast. He's gonna coil onto 2, and Spirit Breaker is gonna feel the wrath of technology. That was like 4 heat-seeking missiles in a row. They had no idea where he was. They just knew that Tinker was somewhere in this nebulous gray area, and that missiles were coming from that direction. Sword Amy is appreciating that. So Manta Style is going to give Terrorblade 1 way to counter blind, but then there's like 15 more blinds coming his way. Not to mention the fact that there's also Crippling Fear. Crippling Fear is insane versus right clickers. It's a silence first and foremost, but that miss chance is also pretty substantial. Bloodseeker puts up Blade Mail. Ha, doesn't matter. How did Tinker take no damage from that Blade Mail? Well, it doesn't matter, does it? He's going to be able to return this fight. He's going to start off with pretty good initiation onto the puck. Tinker now going to start firing off salvo after salvo, and the laser. Oh my god, it's a massacre. Leo Styles, what a hero. He's got laser beams, guys. He's got laser beams. That looked pretty good, honestly. Because if you take a fight over here, usually, most of the time, you don't have to worry about Tinker because there's a tower here. Like, where can Tinker actually teleport in and get in to actually, you know, do damage? I'm not sure what Tinker teleported to, but he got in there really quickly and just missile rearm, missile rearm, missile rearm, laser. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. I had some reservations about the Tinker earlier on. Mostly because Spirit Breaker and Bloodseeker, you know, assuming they had any sort of decent farm, are pretty good heroes at dealing with the Tinker, but not like this, man. Stinger's gonna run out of Rupture and get out. Oh my god, this is just depressing, man. Last kill was Venomance. That's Venomance's destroying tower. Last kill was about 20 minutes. That's actually not that far away, but they're gonna lose a lot more. Here comes technology. No, they don't see him actually. The missiles are going to miss a couple times. Blink, right-click, and he's dead. They do get the curse, but that just means that Silencer's going to clean up. The ganking Silencer, you better watch out. In the meantime, Lycan's going ham. Not ham enough to get the kill, apparently, but still, it's a kill. Still 1 kill. And you can just feel how completely helpless Mad Kings must feel. Like, Terrorblade, he's doing his best. He's trying. But he just can't do anything because of how bad Terrorblade matches up against the tank. Okay. I guess they didn't see the Venomancer. There's a lot of WoW spam in this game, guys. Stinger is actually going to get charged. Are they really going for this? I'm pretty sure this is a bad idea from the Spirit Breaker. He's going to see another hero, 2 heroes, and now he's dead. Am I missing something, guys? Is there like some sort of scenario where that works out well for the Spirit Breaker? Because I don't see it. Like, you know you're charging in pretty deep up against a Tinker who has been whooping you. By the way, Tinker hasn't died yet. 1707. Then he goes in by himself to try to kill off a Night Stalker who has, I mean, he doesn't know it, but he has twice the net worth of him. I'm pretty sure Night Stalker just if he just turns around and says, "Come at me, bro," he will kill off the Spirit Breaker in that circumstance. Am I wrong? I mean, unless you have like the sickest 17% of all time. Oh, by the way, this also happened. Like, Roshan is dead. Too many people dying to keep track of the objectives that are dying, you know?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh, a cell? Did he just Hand of Midas the big creep and then reveal his position because the birds came out? Yes, but it looks like he's pretty good at hiding. Uh-oh, but you know who's not good at hiding? This Terrorblade. He's spotted. If a silence lands, Ian's in so much trouble. He does have the Mantis style split to get out of it. And it looks like they will call it quits. Tinker very far away again from being able to teleport to anything useful. Well, not that far away. Puck getting pretty loaded. We got two Yule Scepters on the field. One on this Stinger character who's being charged. Yule's nice charge. And now, again, Spirit Breaker's in a really bad spot. He's dead. He's taunting. And, well, Curse, did he TP out? No, he didn't TP out. Something canceled it. He will turn around and get a kill, finally, for Mad Kings, but this Winter Wyvern is being chased by quite the army. Where's Tinker, man? Tinker, I expect better. Oh, here he is. Okay. I don't know how he's going to survive, but I believe. No, okay. Wow, indeed. So they go in really deep, again without their Terrorblade, to get a puck kill at the cost of like 3 of their own. You can see that gold exchange is actually not that bad for them. But the Spirit Breaker charged in and then stopped moving and then started taunting. Like, I don't know, guys. It feels like Mad Kings are checked out already. You can tell by the WoW per minute. Hereafter known as WPM. The WPM in this game is a lot higher than in normal games. Oh, this is an opportunity, though, to kill off Lycan if he didn't have an Aegis. You don't want to be doing this, guys. I don't know why he would Nether Strike the catapult. Here comes the missiles. He has laser beams, and that will fully protect the Lycan, who wasn't really in any danger anyway because he had an Aegis. In the meantime, everyone else on Infamous, they're hunting. They've found themselves a Bloodseeker who has a Yasha and Blade Mail. Not really impressive farm 27 minutes in. Blade Mail will return a lot of damage here. Magic damage is enough with the Dagon. Leo Styles found himself in a corner though. Rearm Blink, he has a chance to get out, and he will do just that. Still firing missiles somehow. They do get the coil onto a couple of heroes, but the Eye of Scotty Terrorblade is doing some pretty serious work as well. Still not going to be a good trade, a 3-for-1. As Lycan is taking down towers up on the top lane. In the meantime, should have that one in the bag. Terrorblade is going to arrive with the Eye of Scotty, do a lot of damage and get another kill. When he's able to dodge this Tinker, he is able to do a lot of damage. Again, at the end of the day, no matter what any kill score says, it is still a Terrorblade with 16k net worth. You gotta respect that. If lasers are there, it's obviously not going to work out too well. But the lasers weren't there, so he got it. And now he's disconnected. Oh no. The one hope of Mad Kings needs to come back. Man, Tinker was in a corner there. Still got out. This is just the Tinker show, man. This is just the Tinker show.
Brutal, savage, ranked.
Let me turn on a light here. I can't see anything. It's too dark. And then Mike said, "Let there be light." And then there was light. Not much light for Mad Kings. Gonna be honest here. I don't like their odds in this game. Like, it's one thing to be behind by this amount, and that's bad. It's quite another thing to be like charging in, making plays with like 3 heroes and some other guys are elsewhere. Like, if it just doesn't seem like they have, at least in this game, the right mental attitude in order to come back. Like, they are barely doing anything in these fights. They're kind of half-assing it. Spirit Breaker for sure is already checked out. We can confirm that. They are kind of tilted right now, it seems. And, like, yeah, your gold can be high, your experience can be high, or I guess not. But if you're not, like, ready to play to win, you're not going to win.
Brutal, savage, ranked.
And I give you all permission to type that out and print it out and put it on the fridge. Or hang it over your bed or something like that. Just as long as you cite me as the one who said it. god, guys, I'm so triggered right now. Are you kidding me? He just walked right past the Hellbear to Handamitis the Creep. Ah, the value. It doesn't really matter, though. This is a Handamitis silencer. Had it for about 10 minutes now. And he has Glimmer Cape, which is ordinarily, like, a fine item to have. But when the enemy team is this broke, they really can't afford to get detection at this stage. At least not enough to keep the offense on when they need to. Infamous, this is kind of a sloppy start, but Tinker is still that artillery. And Mad Kings, you can see, they are not sure what they should be doing right now. They're all going to juice back up. You know, one of these days, Infamous might decide to push something. They've gotten all the kills. They've killed all the creeps. Lycan needs to be the one doing damage versus the tower. Alternatively, and it does kind of feel like this is how it's going to end up, but it feels like this game might be one of those where Infamous just like beat the hell out of Mad King so much that they just get a demoralization GG.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You could either drop their HP to 0 or drop their morale to 0. Both of them is pretty good. Silencer walked right by Pepita,
Radiant's bottom tower is
and
back.
Yule's phase, yeah, okay, that happened. Sure, why not? Uh-oh, S&K. Well, he'll be fine, right? No, there's a Yule Scepter on this Night Stalker. I forgot. Ripperino Bloodseeker. You cannot escape the Blink Dagger. Easy kill on top lane. And the tower did fall. Most likely they're just going to be chilling, waiting for another Rosh. And by chilling, I mean, you know, non-stop killing the enemy until Roshan is back up. And then they're going to try to make some sort of aggressive play. And it's a short respawn. Never mind, it's not. It's been respawning for a while and I wasn't paying attention. It's a short respawn to go, guys. That's what I meant. Oh, this is really bad. This is really dangerous. Because there's a coil on 2 here. Or not. Sometimes you just gotta show a little bit of mercy. Where's this charge going? Top? Okay. He could have killed, or the Infamous side could have killed both of those heroes so very easily. I guess their vision isn't that deep here, so they don't exactly know. What are you doing, Silencer? You have a gem, bro. Well, he just walked in by himself, no vision, and gave a gem to Mad Kings. So if Mad Kings are going to come back, that's how they do it. Just by getting freebies like that, I guess. Infamous Roshan is available. I say Infamous Roshan. I'm not really sure if Mad Kings can do much about stopping this Rosh, because this is a really good spot for a Tinker to be in. Just find a hidey hole like this and non-stop spam out. Terrorblade's going to find him, but gets Yule's up. He did not pop BKB just yet. Charge coming in onto the Lycan. He hasn't popped anything yet. Lycan's kind of in the front by himself, but the missiles and the blazers, they soon will start flowing like water, and that'll take out the Winter Wyvern first. The Terrorblade, you can see, is just struggling to find anything to hit. The Venomancer is isolated. He'll be clawed down. And Stinger is going to be, well, clawed down as well by the Eye of Scotty. Coil finally gets deployed. Tinker is returning. And here comes the laser beams. Here comes the missiles. Here comes the pain. They did buy back on the Winter Wyvern. They will lose the Lycan. SNK has enough damage to do this for sure, right? No, laser beams. Laser beams too strong. Kataro, dead to creeps? No, he's getting bottled up. They can't kill him. Because they know that if they are to kill him, they got to run through the Tinker. Good frickin' luck, man. And that fight was actually not that bad for Mad Kings, all things considered. They're actually able to find some targets. Oh, okay, now maybe it's pretty bad. They do trade for the puck. Still not great. Okay. Winter Wyvern wandering in. Very bold.
Is under attack.
And that was a very, very messed up fight. Infamous did a pretty good job at separating it. But the Tinker was put into a position where he was very far away from being able to cast what he wanted to cast, which is laser. So he was just kind of just spamming out rockets from the back. It's not bad, but the Terrorblade's positioning in that fight was really inconvenient for the Tinker by coming up this way. That's the best fight that Mad Kings probably could have hoped for, and even then, it was not that great. Like, the Nova only landed onto one hero because the Venomancer got isolated. it's kind of hard to just walk into missile spam and mark spam and bouncing lasers as a Venomancer. Like, at a certain point, you just have to embrace the suicide bomber within you and just go in for the Nova and the Veil and hope that's enough. End result, though, still Infamous with a commanding lead in this game in pretty much every measurable and immeasurable metric. Now they have the AC giving Lycan a little bit extra damage versus those towers. It gives everyone extra damage versus those towers. Quite nice as far as ending the game is concerned, because Infamous are winning, but they're really not making that many strides to ending the game. Although they will find a Venomancer with the fresh Sheep Stick. Sword does have that hood barrier, but pure damage, man, pure damage. Winter Wyvern is not going to be able to help out, and now the Lycan comes in from the back, claws down the Drake, and now they're on to Terrorblade. He does still have 1,000,000 armor, so they can't go in that deep, but they lost 2 with no response whatsoever. And now the AC is going to start to get to work. Blood right on the ground, but they have no way of getting on top of this Tinker, who's just killing people from outside the base. Are you kidding me? What are you supposed to do against this? Somebody help this Terrorblade. I don't know what you're supposed to do to help, but he needs help desperately. Spiritbreaker tried, and he will survive, luckily for him. But Terrorblade almost got killed in his base by a Tinker outside the base while he's shrining. Excel should be dying here, I think, to charge the poison damage. It will be good enough. But Style is back, and he does have a full mana pool. BKB does go up on the Terrorblade Metamorphosis as well, but his backup is all coiled in the background, so he doesn't really have much help here. They also aren't on top of Leo Style. He's just blasting. Everyone does have another Sheep Stick, trying to teleport out, nothing to interrupt it, and he will make a clean escape. Stinger as well, off to the side, as well as Pita rejoining the fray with Sounds of Terrorblade. Here comes the dog. Kotaro, though, gets sundered and is going to cheese up, so everyone is at peak fighting condition. I say that. Terrorblade immediately gets hexed and clawed down. GG is called. I don't know why now, as opposed to all other minutes, but they gave it their all. Missiles will chase down the Bloodseeker, can't even get to the fountain. And Tinker ends the game 27-0-14. Say again, 27-0-14. I've seen good Tinker games in the past, guys. I've seen some pretty good ones. I've been doing this for a while, but uh-oh. We don't know who won. But that is probably the most disgusting Tinker performance I've ever seen in my entire life. Alright guys, apparently something happened. Thanks for watching. This is game 1 in the best 3 between Mad Kings and Infamous. I'm Mike Loris. Don't go anywhere, because this is still just game 1. We got more from the SLI coming up soon.